Hello and welcome to our special year-end recap of 2021 where we look at the biggest hits and misses in terms of Gunpla and also plamo releases by Bandai. Despite having no new perfect grade or even GBWC this year, we were still quite preoccupied with all the new releases from new SKUs, new product lines and also new anime franchise coming out this year as well, which is kind of good because it keeps us preoccupied instead of just worrying about the pandemic that's happening all around us. And 2021 has been a very challenging year, I'm not gonna lie. It's been tough for me as well, and I'm sure some of you there, but hang on, we will get through this together and let's continue building and talk about Gunpla and Plamo. There were a lot of hits and misses in 2021. I'm gonna start off with the biggest hits of 2021 in no particular order, and the first one that I thought was the biggest hits of 2021 is actually the Kamen Rider Figuarts series. Now, why do I say so? Well, to be very frank, there were so many new releases in 2021 for Kamen Rider Figuarts Standard that I almost forgot. We had Decade, Den-O, Ryuki, Agito, Forze, Fice, O's, and also the very surprising Kamen Rider Kuga and the new Tri-Chaser as well, which caught us by surprise because we never thought that Bandai would release a vehicle kit, considering that there is a domain of Tamiya. So that was actually quite interesting. The finishing of the kits are still as excellent as we remembered, and yes, they still come with quite a lot of stickers, but I have to say certain parts finishing, such as the Kamen Rider Kuga where you have the very nice gold plated finish, those is the reason why that I think the Figuarts Standard kits for Kamen Rider were one of the biggest hits of 2021. Not forgetting the Figuarts Standard Ultraman series as well. Despite only this year we had Zoffy, Tiga, Sky Type and also Ultra Suit 7.5, Bandai is continuing to pump out a lot of Figuarts Standard Ultraman kits as well. So I think these two lines under the Figuarts Standard series definitely had a banger year for 2021. As for me, I personally will be collecting and also building all the Kamen Rider Figuarts series, because after building the Den-O and also the other one, the Ultraman Tiga Evil and also the Ultraman suit with limited release, I would say that the kit's finishing is amazing. It really looks pretty good, and for the price you really can't go wrong. If you compare this with the SKC series from Bandai, which costs way more and also a little bit more smaller in scale, the Figuarts Standard is definitely one series I'll be collecting for both the Ultraman and the Kamen Rider series. 2021 is also a very good year for the Rio Grade line. No doubt, I think most of the YouTubers would be talking about how great the Rio Grade High New Gundam was this year. It's definitely the kit of the year for 2021. And for me, I think that, probably the best RG kit other than the Rio Grade High New Gundam, not gonna take away from that, is the Evangelion Mark 6. Even if you're not a Evangelion fan, I think you should definitely pick this kit up and just build it and see what the fuss is all about in terms of the articulation, the engineering, and also the production by Bandai. It is really top notch in all aspects. For me, it's the first time that I see that Bandai has managed to do a tri-color injection into a singular part, especially on the horn of the Evangelion Mark 6. So that's something that's actually very cool, and I'll actually be getting that when I can actually find one at retail price. The other real hits of 2021 to me was the 30-minute sisters. This was something that really caught us by surprise as well. We didn't expect Bandai to release something that is totally different out of the mechanical 30 minutes mission line where everything is modular, everything is very robotic, mechanical, and here comes 30-minute sisters where you can build and customize your own 30-minute sisters. They can customize the hair, the chest, the body, the armors. It's all compatible as well with the 30 minutes mission part. So the 30-minute sister series was so popular that of course it sold out in Japan, and also even in Malaysia. I'm still waiting to actually find a kit that I can actually buy. Right now it's 29th December and I still can't find a 30-minute sister series kit in Malaysia. The option parts are already available in my market, but I can't find the actual 30-minute sisters itself, so I guess I gotta wait. So obviously 30-minute sisters is a very big hit and I think you guys should probably check it out as well, but do be careful with the neck joint. As I published in my previous video, it is a little bit too tight and you might just snap the neck of the 30-minute sisters. Last but not least, I think the biggest winners this year were the American Gunpla builders and collectors. With the Gunpla Builders Battlelog series coming out, the Bandai managed to secure a special partnership with Target and surprisingly released most of the kits. I'm not sure whether it was by mistake or was it by choice. The kits actually came out in America way ahead of any other market, even ahead of Japan, which was the first time we've ever seen this actually happening. So the kits, if I'm not mistaken, it was released about 3 to 4 months ago in the States, and we've only started to see the kits being released, especially in this part of the world, in Malaysia, Southeast Asia, and in Japan about 1 or 2 months ago. So, kudos to the American collectors and also builders. You guys were really lucky this year to get the kits ahead of anybody else, and a very big special thanks to whoever it was in Target that decided to release the kits way earlier than anybody else in the market, so that the collectors in America had a chance to play with the kits. So kudos, those were our top biggest hits of 2021. The 30-minute sisters, real great line, figure standard Kamen Rider, and also Ultraman, and the American builders for the Gunpla Builders Battlelog series. Despite 2021 being the year where plamo kits saw an exceptionally high demand in Japan with flying stretch across blocks and staircases, that does not unfortunately translate into direct sales for every single brand or franchise. And that brings us to the biggest misses of 2021. In no particular order, the first one is actually Girl Gun Lady. While I applaud Bandai for trying something new, the entire Girl Gun Lady series, I don't think it hit it off with the plamo fans. The Girl Gun Lady plamo case actually went on to the discount bin rather early in Japan, and in other markets such as Malaysia, we did not even get the case. I'm still waiting for the case to actually arrive in Malaysia. It is rather a shame since the short series is quite unique and it does have its charms, but ultimately the case didn't do well. Why? Despite having so many SKUs dedicated to the show, such as their own brand of nippers and also character cards, it does seem like the show is a little bit confused as to who they are targeting to. Are they targeting towards bringing more girls into the hobby? Well, it does seem like that with the SKUs that's been released, but then again, I don't think girls are interested in building weaponry or guns and the violence that is we've seen in the show. If it's meant for guys or boys, well, the entire premise of the show, while you have very attractive looking female leads and characters as well, the overall finishing and colors, they do look a little bit too, I think guys what I mean, and you be the judge of what I felt about Girl Gun Lady. Despite having very good looking characters, very unique show premise as well, the show just didn't really translate into sales, unfortunately, for Girl Gun Lady. The next biggest miss of 2021, well, to me that is definitely the Sakugan's anime Big Tony model kit. Well, I have yet to see the anime itself, but the production does look to be top notch. The main mecha Big Tony, the model kit itself, looks kind of weird to me. I think despite having so many gimmicks and also the transformation abilities from a mecha into a vehicle, it just really didn't appeal to me, and I'm not too sure how many other model kits is going to be coming out from this particular series as well. And what is also weird is that I've not seen many people, even Japanese builders and collectors, you don't really see a lot of them talking or buying or sharing pictures of their purchase or build of this particular kit. So yeah, that is basically what I think is the big miss of 2021 as well. The next biggest miss of 2021, I do think that it is the show 86. While the Juggernaut's design are interesting, but most of the release do look too damn similar to one another. And in markets such as Malaysia, we actually got the kits quite early, sometime in early Q3 if not mistaken. But to be frank, you don't, again, just like the Big Tony, you don't really see a lot of people talking about their purchase of 86 kit or even sharing the WB of their particular Juggernaut design as well. So it also doesn't help that the anime itself did not air in time on YouTube. So a lot of people, including myself, have yet to see the anime of 86. So we don't really know what the show is about, how does the Juggernaut function. So yeah, despite having such a unique design, I do think that 86 kits will probably not do very well, and we will see the price come down a bit in the near future. And maybe by then I'll probably pick up one or two juggernauts to build because they do look very unique. But perhaps the biggest loser of 2021, if I can call it that, I would say that it is the Gundam Build Real live action show. We didn't really have a proper Gundam anime release in 2021, unfortunately, but we were all given a promise of Gundam Build Real is going to be something new, something different. The show itself is quite forgettable. If you look at the characters, I don't really remember much of the characters, and the model kits that were introduced as part of the show all went straight into premium Bandai, and the designs were just simple basic recolors, and they again doesn't really look that interesting and didn't really warrant your time. So Gundam Build Real, while very strong effort and takes courage to try something new by Sunrise and Bandai, but I do think that overall it is a very big miss for a live action series. And if you're a big fan of Master Grade kits, well, it is also a very bad year for all you Master Grade fans. It is another year of sparse release for Master Grade in 2021, just like 2020 and 2019 before it. This year, we only had the Mark V, Virtue, and Eclipse, only 3 releases in the whole year of 2021. This is unfortunate because, as we know, Bandai is now focusing on selling more kits that is costing below 3,000 yen because that is where their bread and butter is. I suppose kits that cost less than 3,000 yen is easier to produce and design. So hopefully 2022 will be a change, but I strongly doubt it. There were actually quite a lot of Master Grade released this year, but they were all premium Bandai and just different variations of existing kits. So yeah, that's actually quite bad for fans of the Master Grade line such as myself. So hopefully 2022 Bandai, if you're watching this video, do give us more than 3 releases in a year. There were a few big surprises this year, and for me I would say that first off is the SD World Heroes. How many of you actually bought a SD World Hero kit this year? I have to say that the releases this year by SD World Hero series, the designs are actually one of the best that I've seen so far. If you look at the kits such as the Chongqi Strike Freedom, the Ever Second V, and also the Sergeant Verdict Buster Gundam, these are just some examples of how good the designs have come for 2021. And yes, you still get a lot of stickers, but you also do get a very good looking attractive design and also clear parts this time around. So I do think that you guys should check out the SD World Hero kits if you get a chance, and they're not very expensive anyways. The second most underrated release this year is actually Kyokai Senki, and I'm gonna be very upfront here. When we were first teased and shown the designs of the armaims, I was actually very underwhelmed by the overall design. It was not until when I watched the entire show that I actually got why the designs were such, because it is all meant to be grounded in a real world setting. So the entire show is very similar to IBO, where it showcases the journey of the resistance fighters and also the usual trope of Sunrise that they use young child as pilots. The overall design of all the MMs is quite mechanical. You won't see any MMs in space battling it out like the old Gundam anime series, so you should definitely check out the Kyokai Senki kits. The antagonist of the show, which is Ghost, there is a version 1 and version 2, both comes out in season 1 of the show, all 13 episodes. I kind of wish that Bandai would have produced the armor colored in dark grey or black, just as what we've seen in the show, but instead the actual kit that we get is a light grey, so I'm not sure what went wrong over there. In terms of the show itself, I really do like the Spunky AI character guy, and I would highly recommend you guys catching the series when it launches on YouTube in 2022. Season 2 will be coming out in April in 2022, and I can't wait for the show to start because the first season, episode 13, left with a damn cliffhanger. So it's gonna be a 4 months wait until we get season 2. The other biggest surprise in 2021 is Bandai reviving the full mechanics line. Everybody, including myself, thought that the full mechanic line is dead, but surprisingly, there was a Calamity Gundam release in 2021. And there's going to be a few more coming out in 2022, such as the Raider Gundam, and I believe there should be a few more coming out in 2022. So if you guys, want something that is 1/100 scale, has a lot more details, you will probably want to check out the full mechanics line because it's a lot easier to build compared to the master grade line. The other biggest news this year was actually New Type duking it out with HLJ on Twitter. This one really caught me off guard. Out of nowhere, earlier this year, New Type on Twitter suddenly decided to attack HLJ, saying that it is better to support New Type because they are a small company instead of a big company like HLJ. So Hobby Link Japan, including fans like myself, we were all caught off guard, as in like, why is this attack happening? What has HLJ done to you? And I think a lot of people, especially customers from the States who have bought from Hobby Link Japan for years, they were all really put off by the comment by New Type, and that actually went on for about, I think, less than 24 hours. Luckily, New Type in the end recognized that they probably didn't do a good job in terms of attacking somebody else. We are all in this business and hobby together, so I guess everything now is good between New Type and Hobby Link Japan. That's the end of the year-end recap. Do let me know what you think of my choices of the biggest hits and misses, and also the sleeper hits of 2021. Do you agree with my list? And do share with me your own list of what you thought of the releases in 2021. Now, 2021 has been a very tough year for a lot of people, including myself. And if you're going through a tough time, well, my advice to you is take some time off. Don't let the bullshit get to you. Take some time off work, of studies, and just spend some time for self-care. Go play some games, go build some Gunpla, go do some online video shopping, or listen to music. For me, I've actually been taking a lot more time off to actually read, and I think that's where you saw from my video earlier. You can see all the manga books that I have behind me and a lot more in front of me as well. It's actually been quite challenging for this year and also the year before in 2020 as well. So hopefully 2022, I'm actually quite cautiously optimistic that it'll be a better year, and I'm actually start saving my money to buy a lot more Figure Standard Kamen Rider and also Ultraman kits, believe it or not. I think as of now, my Gunpla stash has pretty much reached its limit, and I do have quite a lot of purchases that I've yet to unbox as well. So maybe I'll do a quick video on that to share with you guys in the near future. As for 2022, well, there's going to be some changes on our channel. I will try to do a video release every Friday of the week, so do check out our channel every Friday. And also I will probably do a lot more live stream for those of you who would like to hang out with me and chat with me, see what we're up to and what are things that I've just bought and things that we are building at the same time as well. In 2022, we also probably do a lot more videos on tech and new stuff that's coming out, so let me know what you guys think about that as well. So for the rest of you guys who are new to our channel, you know what to do. I would love to hear you sound off in the comment section below. Let me know what are the kits that you are currently building or the kits that you have just bought recently. I am actually planning to go and buy the Figure Standard Kamen Rider Kuga in the next couple of days. So wish me luck to be able to find that kit, and until then, stay safe and have a good New Year celebration. I'll see you guys in 2022.